Hello everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to make a cute little bag to hold some sweeties. Here's one that I've made earlier and it's really simple to make and I'll just show you how you do it. You need a piece of 6x6 double-sided designer series paper. You need 2 pieces of card that measure, let me get the sizes right, 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, and you also need a shape of some sort. Now I've used the Label Me Lovely punch shape because I think that is so pretty, and you'll need a 1-inch circle as well, which I didn't do, so let me just punch a 2-inch circle out. And the colour card that I'm using is Pineapple Punch, which is a lovely bright vibrant yellow. So let me just score this. So this 6x6 piece of designer series paper, and you need to score it at 1 1/4. Oh, first of all, make sure that your pattern goes vertically, so from top to bottom. So this is 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm then going to score it at 2 1/2 and 3 1/2, and that's all you need to do for that. So put my scoreboard away. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gently going to fold and burnish the score lines. Now because this is designer series paper, you want to do this very gently, and I think I'm going to have it so that the pretty flowers are on the outside. So I'm folding it and then burnishing it with my fingers. Certainly the designer series paper, you don't really need to burnish it with a bone folder. You can do it with just your fingers and that's fine. Just make sure that those edges all match up nice and straight. So that's that bit folded and burnished. Now the next bit can be a bit tricky. Can you see here we have got 2 vertical lines and a horizontal line. First I'm going to work on this one first of all, and this vertical line needs to come down to meet this horizontal line. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this so that the 2 lines meet, you see, and then I'm going to burnish it with my fingers. And I'm just going to go round and I'm going to do that on all the 4 sides. So bring that vertical line down to this horizontal line. And it doesn't really matter at the moment which way round you do it. So I'm going to tuck that in there. So can you see that line is meets up with each other there. And then this one here I'm going to do again. So I'm bringing up the fold line to meet that fold line, making sure that they're nice. So when you've done all 4, then you can go over each one and just burnish it with your fingers. And you should end up with it looking like this. Can you see those are my diagonals that I created, like so. Now I'm going to fold these 2 edges in, and these are going to strengthen my bag. So I need some glue, and I'm going to use liquid glue, and you need to make sure that you only put glue on this portion here. Don't go over that diagonal score line. You don't need very much. I'm just going to go around and do them all at the same time. And then fold each side in, give them a good rub down to make sure they're stuck down. And there we go. Put the lid on my glue. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull up these pieces here. And can you see it creates a little space where you can put something in. And then, so this is, now we've almost made the bottom of our bag. Now bring in your 2 pieces of card, and they need to be scored at 1 inch, both of them, 1 inch. And you end up with a 1 inch and then a slightly bigger piece. All right, so let's fold and burnish both of those. Then these are going to go onto our bag, and you need to make sure that the bigger piece, the bigger piece goes on here. Like so. I think I've not cut that to the right size. Let me just trim it down a bit. So it needs to be 2 1/4. What did I do it? I think I've done it here. 2 1/2. Needs to be 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. Okay. So those pieces both measure 3 1/2 by 2 1/4 and then scored at 1 inch. So fold and burnish those, make those nice crisp edges because they're going to make the top of your bag. And then these need to go on here, and the bigger piece needs to go on the inside. So what I do is I fold it over my bag so that I know it's in place, and then I lay it down and I put my glue on with it laid flat. Obviously you need to make sure that your edges are nice and straight, and then I can turn that over and pop some glue onto this shorter edge. And do the same on the other side. Isn't this paper pretty? So I need the bigger piece to go on the inside. So just line those up like so. See? Whoops. Line those up. And lay that down. Turn it over and then add some glue to that piece. And now you can see we've got, it looks like a bag. So what you need to do is, because obviously they don't meet very well at the moment, so if you just push in the sides like so, so that it meets at the top, and then it will create a gusset down the side there. Just a little gusset. You don't need to force it very much at all. Right, and there we have our bag, look. Yeah? Cool. So the next piece we're going to do is I'm going to create a little clasp for my bag. So that's going to go over there like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to use the score part of my trimmer. And on this one, which is the Label Me Lovely punch shape, I'm going to line up. Can you see there's two straight edges, and this bit here has got two straight edges as well. And I'm just lining those up on my trimmer, and then I'm just going to score along there like so. Can you see? Give me a nice score line, bend that over, and that's given me a nice straight edge like so. So that's fine. So this is going to be on the top of my bag. So lay it flat again. So this is going to be the back of my bag. So I'm just trying to lay this, make sure I've got that in the centre. And then I'm going to add some glue here. And you need to make sure this is nice and burnished down, nice and flat. I'm just waiting for that glue to really make sure it's stuck down. There we go. Push that in. There we go. It's looking more and more like a bag as we go along, isn't it? Now I think what I'm going to do now is what I need to do is I need to make a little clasp like you have on your own handbag. And I'm going to use this 1-inch circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom portion of my circle. Right, and close this down, and then put that down there. And just hold it in place until you know the glue has caught the card to the paper. Which takes a few minutes, all right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift the punch shape out. Now I can put my finger in there and I can really press it down. Ooh, press it down. Let's put that back on there again just to make sure it's going in the right place. Going to hold that in place. I don't want that to come off. Okay. And this will be the clasp of your bag, and that will slip underneath there like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decorate that piece over my bag. So I need to get some more designer series paper out. I'm sure I've got some more of it somewhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a little flower to go into the centre of my little clasp here. I'm just going to go on there like so. And with the other one, the original one I did, I also did another little piece of designer series paper to go over the top of my clasp, but I think I'm going to leave this one plain because I love that colour. That pineapple punch colour is so lovely. Now, this is the Label Me Fancy punch, which is what I used. So let's try it and see what it looks like. Oh, that does look pretty. I think I will put it on. So I'm just going to put some glue on there. And then I'm just going to, because it matches up so beautifully, the size. It's lovely. And then put the little flower in the centre. I'm going to make sure I've got glue on the petals just to make sure it sticks in place. So tuck that over there. That didn't stick down very well. Let's put some more glue on that. Just to wrap it round. Okay. Yeah, nice. Now what I could do is I could put a little bow on the front of there, or even a little pearl or something, couldn't I? Why don't I do that? Let's see what I've got in my box of goodies here. I've got a nice big pearl, I do. Let's have a nice big pearl. Where's my pick-me-up tool? Let's have that. That in the centre there. There we go. Pretty. And there we have our nice little bag that will hold some treats. And on this one I've actually, now the original one I made here, I've actually got some little Werther's Original Mints inside it. So you can see it doesn't take an awful lot. It could probably also take a little lip balm, which if I had one I could try it out and show you. I'm sure I've got one here somewhere. I thought I had one on my desk, but obviously not. Not at the moment, at any rate. So there it is, there's one that I made earlier, and then there's the one that you've just watched me make. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you'll have a go. It's not a difficult project to make, it's just fiddly, that getting the inside of the bag made. So thank you, bye.